By the time I've done my scam, I'm already gone.
Now you're the lead guy, but there's several
Right.
other people involved.
I figured out how to get Social Security to issue Social Security numbers to people that didn't exist.
That's crazy to me.
Brandon Green, Michael White, Lee Black.
Reservoir Dog.
Yeah, you always think you're clever until the judge is looking at you going, what are you doing? I created banks, satisfied a loan on a house, and I apply for loans at all the lenders at the same time, and they all lend me money.
So it's easy $400,000 you made.
I got your high school transcripts, I got everything. I then go in the DMV, I get a driver's license, I got a house, I got whatever I want.
Who's at fault here?
They'll be arresting me as Gary Sullivan,
The male prostitute.
the male prostitute.
Yeah.
He's a homeless guy. He's blowing guys for 20 bucks a pop. I don't know if he's got a driver's license. I know it's horrible. I feel bad. Stop judging me.
Are you at this point partying hardcore, alcohol, drugs, rock and roll, or no?
This chick's a maniac. We had $400,000 in a duffel bag. We're spending money like you can't believe. The FBI was waiting to catch me. Everybody had given me up. I mean, I'm too cute to go to prison. This is not going to work out well for me. I know it's coming down. I'm just going to pull out $2 or $3 million and I'm leaving. That would have been it.
You think so?
Nothing's changed. It's so ripe for fraud.
Okay, we're going to tell you about a crime that's easier than stealing a car. That's because the stolen property is your home, your townhouse, or your apartment. More than 20 million homes in America are owned free and clear with no mortgage and 100% equity.
And cyber thieves will use a form of house stealing that leaves people broke and homeless. Former FBI agent Art Fitzenmeyer is the senior advisor of Title Lock Corporation, which monitors and reports home title fraud to its subscribers. Good morning.
Good morning to both of you.
Welcome.
So you worked these types of crimes in the Bureau for more than 25 years. What exactly is home title fraud?
Home title fraud actually is a phrase that the Bureau kind of coined years ago. It's when somebody changes the name on your property from your name to their name. They change the home ownership. And it's a very simple process. They go online. We're in the digital age and we're all living it. They go online, download a form from the county recorder's office. They forge that form, they take it back, they file it for $30 or $40 or $50, and they've changed the name on the property from your name to their name. They own your home at that point. The next thing they do is start taking out loans on that loan. Your equity and your home is the collateral. They'll do a refi, a second mortgage, home improvement loan, anything that they can do that will allow them to use your home as collateral. They just want the money. They don't want your home.
Yeah.
They're not interested in the building.
Does that not require my signature or something that would approve that to move forward?
That's what they're forging.
And someone at the clerk's office just assumes it's...
By law, the county recorder, is required to file the document if it's presented and filled out completely.
Really?
This is just...
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
There's no liability. The law's very clear there.
Now, okay, let's say that happens to someone. Could they go years and not know, or is that something you kind of find out?
No, that does happen.
Yeah.
All the time. People down the road, for instance, elderly people who are really big targets here, someone will get on the title with them falsely or by, some kind of subterfuge, and they don't know it for years until it comes time to sell the house, and they're going to use it as a, fund their retirement or their assisted living or something like that, and all of a sudden they don't realize that somebody's actually gotten a loan on their house. Someone else is on the title, either with them or instead of them. And what happens is when there's a transaction on the house, it doesn't have your name anymore. It's got a new owner, a new name, even though it's probably a false identity. So those people whose houses have been stolen from them, literally, don't know it unless, for some reason, they start doing some kind of a past due notice or foreclosure or even an eviction. It gets that serious at times. That's when they come and knock on your door. Then they realize it because they have no way of knowing unless they go down to the recorder's office on a regular basis and check.
Doesn't the recorder send me some sort of a notice saying that there has been a change in your title or something like that?
He's going to send it to the owner of record. Guess who?
That's the new guy.
It's the bad guy.
With a different address.
Yeah, so that's the guy that's going to take that money and go someplace that has wide sandy beaches and drinks with umbrellas in them, and you're going to be stuck with the heartburn that goes with past due notices, foreclosures on your home.
Yeah.
And you'll go to the police and they'll say, it sounds like a property dispute, you better hire an attorney.
Wow. And,
So this has become more profitable for crooks than identity theft. How much money are victims losing?
You know, identity theft, people are losing about $1,300 per incident on average. Home title theft, about $103,000 per average. So it's, you know, 100 times, 1,000 times more, depending on the amounts that are involved. Because the equity in the home in this day and age is so huge, with almost anybody, these guys that are doing these transactions, you know, are reaching for the sky. And why not?
yeah.
They are hands off. They don't have to see your house. They don't have to touch your house. They can all do this essentially at arm's length, almost the entire transaction, and you don't know about it until you're in the soup. And then you've got to defend yourself.
Yeah.
You've got to go to court. You've got to hire attorneys. They're going to probably need handwriting experts, the whole 10 yards. And it's really, really insidious because especially when they, you know, target the elderly.
Right.
But you're all victims. You're all eligible. If you've got any kind of equity in your house, they'll try and steal the equity and take off with it. And you really don't have any choice.
Is there anything I can do to sort of prevent this from happening to me?
And that's why I work for Title Lock. I found this company and I realized that what they offer is really important. We have unique access to all the title records in the United States, about 6 billion of them probably. And our software looks down at the title of all of our subscribers, essentially builds a digital fence around it, so that anything touches that title, our software will notify you and it'll notify us. And we will work together with you to stop it right there before any loans are negotiated or anything else. And if it becomes complicated, we have experts in-house who will take over and make sure that you're safe and your property is safe.
Wow.
But if you don't do that and you don't catch it in the first week or so, things really are, it's a financial and emotional nightmare that'll last for years before you get out of it.
I'm neither an economist or a scholar. I'm just an average American who lost my home and very nearly my family to foreclosure when the market imploded. And I've spent almost every day since trying to find out why. Once the dust settled, it quickly became clear that my story was no different than millions of other Americans. We all thought that we were alone. We all thought that we'd failed. But none of us really knew why.
With a gun in her hand, Addie Polk apparently shot herself in the chest as deputies were knocking on her door with eviction papers in hand.
This dramatic increase in mortgage fraud cases was the canary in the mine. It was the warning.
This was money chasing people. This was not somebody looking for a loan.
It was all designed to maximize profits for all of the different players.
The person who sold you a loan made more money if they sold you a higher rate loan.
They were sold a lie.
They're selling to their very clients these loans that they know are a disaster.
I lost my home, not because of money, because of fraud.
I don't believe Addie Polk took out the mortgage on her home. I don't believe she signed any documents.
They just generated all this junk, took home huge bonuses, and then when it collapsed, they said, oh, not us.
This notion that the financial crisis was there wasn't fraud and there wasn't crime is absolutely wrong. It's dead.
They were targeting, in many cases, minorities.
We were waiting for the leadership to say, go. That never happened.
The investigation was suppressed.
This was all part of the same puzzle that was falling apart.
This is the largest conspiracy of lies in the history of the world.
This investigation has just begun.
Hey everyone! Are you looking to
to sue your bank for mortgage fraud or foreclosure fraud? If so, you should call Fraudsters right now, because we'll show you a proven way to help you save time and money and increase your odds of success, getting the legal remedy that you deserve. Remember, when the banks break the law, we break the banks. So call us